What's up, guys? I'm going to go over a bunch of one-play touchdowns for you today against every coverage. Let's get right into it. So this play is in the Saints playbook. The Saints playbook is probably the best playbook in all of Madden. If you haven't looked at it, you definitely should. But this play is called double drags, and it's in the gun eagle H slot formation. So for this play, you could keep it base. And I want to show you that right now. But one thing I like to do is actually motion this tight end and make him a blocker. And then we're gonna look at that triangle route. You can see it burns that outside zone. Completely burns him. But because we're in an empty set, that's why I like motioning him over, motioning this tight end over. If you motion him over and then just press A when he gets, to between the line, he works as a sixth blocker. And since we're trying to look down the field, that's gonna take a couple more seconds, so you need that sixth blocker. A lot of people like throwing the ball down the field. A lot of people, would like to run empty sets, but they don't have enough time in the pocket. They get sacked, and that's something that you can do, man. You can put anybody, really. You can move McKenzie over. You could block him, and now you still have six blockers, and now you have time to throw it down the field, just like that. And I want to show you that route real quick. That's our main read, that triangle read. Now, one thing that I realized, something that I used to do is put square on a comeback here, thinking that it would occupy that corner, that deep zone. But I realized that it was actually detrimental to that go route, and I want to show you why real quick. So I'm going to do this, and hopefully it won't work. Well, I didn't even have enough time to try that again. So I'm going to put him on a comeback. I'm going to motion McKenzie over. So you can see that it didn't work. Madden's weird, and I guess this kind of makes sense. The reason it didn't work, when I was running this comeback, that made this defender backpedal more and have a better feel for this route, this go route. So he was ahead of this go route the whole time. Now, I'm gonna run this play base to show you the difference. Now, what I'm trying to say is this route made this deep zone cover this corner route because he thought that this running back was running a go. So because he thought this running back was running a go, he continued to backpedal with him. Like, that's the guy he was looking at. That's the guy who he wanted to guard. And that ultimately just brought him to the guy who was actually running a go. Hopefully that makes sense. And that's why that was guarded so well. Now I'm gonna run this play base now, and you'll see the difference, and maybe it'll make more sense. Right there, we have a step on him, and we get a big gain. Now, it's still a very tight coverage. It's a tight pass. You want to make sure to highball it, but you can see that we still had a step on him compared to him having a step on us. So he continues to backpedal, right? But he doesn't have this go, or this comeback route that's looking like a go to make him feel that he needs to backpedal faster or just gain more ground to guard a go route. So you can see he kind of stops right here. Compared to the other play where he just kept backpedaling, he kind of just stops his feet, right around here. He doesn't stop his feet, but he slows down right around here. And then once we get a yard or two away from him, that's when he gets out of the backpedal, and that's ultimately why we're able to beat him. And again, in the play I showed you before where we ran that comeback route with that running back, he continued to backpedal at a faster rate. And for some reason, when we don't have that comeback, he slows down the back pedal and he gets out of the back pedal a lot slower. And that's why we're able to get this route wide open. Now, the next play we're gonna go over is something that I created today against cover 4 match. That is an easy one-play touchdown, and honestly is one of the most open route concepts that you'll ever see, and that's not even an exaggeration. And what you're gonna do on this play, you're gonna motion the running back out, and you're gonna put him on a slant. You're gonna put X on a go, you're gonna put O on a go, and that's the route that's gonna be wide open. Then you're gonna put square on a slant. And you're gonna see that O gets wide open. Just like that. Wide open. It's pretty crazy. Cover 4 match could be a very good defense, but not if you don't know what you're doing. You definitely don't wanna play it every play. It's something that you should just mix up. But I want to show you why this is wide open. So, for some reason, this outside quarter decides to run with the slant, and he just gets caught up. He's like, do I run with this go? Do I run with this slant? Whatever. The programming can't take it. The program for this player can't take it. Too many things going on. He has no idea where to go. So he ends up chasing after this kind of wheel route, but so do 3 other players. So you are actually getting 3 players to go after one route, which leaves a lot of different things open. You're gonna see that these slants will get open if you wait long enough, but obviously this go route is the main route you want to look at that is just open the whole freaking time. I mean, you might need to wait a couple seconds, like right here, it's not open, it's not open. Right here, you can even pass lead this to the middle of the field, say goodbye. So I'm gonna go over that one more time. I'm gonna motion my running back out, put him on a slant, put X on a go, put O on a go, and put square on a slant. Look how open this freaking thing gets. Boom. Josh Allen with the arm. It's insane. I don't know why that happens. It's kind of just a glitch. 3 people shouldn't be going after one route, but I love it. I have fun running this play. And honestly, right here too, if you feel that you want to hit this route, you can probably hit them right around here. Pass lead this to the sideline. And also, again, if you have a user guarding this go route, guess what, guys? You still have these slants, and you can see that this slant will be open. And you still have this route right here. You can hit them up to the sideline. Like I said a couple seconds ago, you could. That's easy. But I'm gonna run this again, and I'm gonna see if there's any other routes that I can hit. But again, that O route is open every time. And if there's a user, let's say a user's guarding the O route, look at the square route, boom, right there, easy yards. Just gotta throw it under the defender. But like you see, say, that user's guarding that go route, and now you gotta look at your other receivers. You're like, oh crap, my main read is definitely not there. You can see that there's space between this slant route and that linebacker, and all you gotta do is just hit him underneath that linebacker. And even so, you can also wait a couple more seconds and hit this wide receiver or the running back more so, once he gets past that linebacker. That's a tight window, but it's something you can definitely look at. And also, look at this tight end route as well. Although he starts to block because I threw the ball, he might be able to beat that safety on that go route. We are now in the Steelers playbook, and the play is called shot fade cross in the tight doubles formation against 2-man defense. And something I might do in this play is just make sure I have a speedy receiver. Isaiah McKenzie is speedy enough to run this route that he's going to be on. So I'm going to actually keep that personnel in. But we're going to be facing a cover 2 man defense. And this play is one of my go-to plays. I'm going to back up the ball real quick. And against cover 2, I like putting triangle on a go route because I want to occupy that deep left safety. The reason for that being is if I don't have someone to occupy that deep half safety, then he's just going to go on the square route and it's going to be a harder throw. And I'll actually show you that right now. So I'm going to run this route without the occupied safety, and you can see, he's able to come over, break up the pass. Now, with this go route, he is not going to, that safety needs to make a choice. Is he going to go after the square route or the triangle route? And in Madden, he goes after the route near the seam, and we'll see that right now. Easier throw, boom, right there, easy touchdown. So I want to go to the instant replay and show you, exactly why that was so much easier. We put this guy on a go route. We know our defense is in a 2-man. And we see here, this route, I would say it's pretty glitchy. You can put someone who's not even that speedy, and he usually beats that corner. And you can see right here, this safety right here is staying near the seams to guard this route. And that just leaves this outside the number go route wide open. I freeform passed it to the left just so he can get a little bit more space to run, and you can see it ended up being a touchdown. Now, say, you want 2 crossing routes in this concept still. You don't want just one route going across the field and then 2 go routes. That's not the best route concept you can run. There might be something I do where I motion the running back over to the trip side, put triangle on a go, and then put the running back on a slant. So now we still have those crossing concepts while having the two goes on the outside. Or, you know, I might put the running back, I might block him. Maybe I put the tight end on this side. And now, you know, he doesn't have a slant, but maybe like an in, maybe a drag, something like that. You know, and you'll see here, everything was kind of still open. I mean, Josh Allen's just him right there. I wanted to show you the crossing routes here. You know, against a man, these crossing routes could still be pretty deadly. You can see, I mean, this drag route was wide open. The defender got caught up with, well, I mean, he just got beat, just straight up. He just got caught as well. But you can see, I mean, this play is just really good. The next play I want to go over, it's not necessarily in, you know, a certain playbook. Bunch is in a lot of playbooks, but I want to go to bunch verts. And again, this is in a lot of playbooks. There's not just one playbook that has bunch verticals. And we're going to be facing up against a cover 3. Now, if your opponent is playing a lot of zone defense, this type of play will destroy it, and your opponent will either have to adjust or get out of the zone altogether. And I love using this play in the red zone or near the red zone. And all you're gonna do is look at that O receiver. You'll see that the outside third is gonna continue to back up. The curl flat is not gonna be able to defend this route. And you'll see, usually you wanna pass form this to the right, and I wanna show you this right now. Wide open on the seams. Could be, right there you go, touchdown. I didn't know if he was gonna get stopped there. And I just wanna show you why, I mean, this is something I go to a lot, especially if my opponent is playing a lot of zone and I just know for a fact. It doesn't work too well against man, but as you can see, there's so much space against a cover 3 here, because this defender, this curl flat, is guarding this seam route, or this go route, and then this outside third is going to his responsibility, which is the outside third. So nobody is on or in this area at all. So if you freeform passes to the right, just like that, easy touchdown, especially when you're in the red zone. And I'll show you this one more time. You can even actually motion this guy out, and it will still work as efficiently, but it's just giving your opponent a different look. Boom, right there. And maybe it could be even better just depending on, you know, where your opponent lines up. But that was just an easier throw. So you can change it up. You can motion them out, motion them in, just to be a little bit more unpredictable to your opponent. Now, the next play I'm gonna go over is cross wheels in the gun tight doubles formation. And this is in the Steelers playbook. And this is actually gonna be a concept that T.D. Barrett ran a lot. And once again, we're gonna be facing a cover 3 defense. And what you wanna do here, you wanna put triangle on a go, and then you can leave everything else. You can put the running back on a blocking, but you want to look at square here. Look how open he gets, and it's the same concept that I did before, just with a go route and then that wheel route. You'll see that this go route takes the curl flat defender for a couple seconds. He continues to back up, and I probably could have waited a little bit longer, just a little bit, maybe like right here to throw it. But you can see that it's still very open, and against people online, they usually don't play it like this. At least the AI doesn't play it like this. They usually actually go after this go route. I mean, the curl flat maybe reacts like this sometimes, but usually it's a tad late. And this safety, most of the time, goes after this go route, which leaves this receiver wide open, even longer up the hash. So, you know, right now in this practice mode, they're playing it pretty well, but we're still able to get, you know, 8 to 10 yards. So now we're gonna go to the play middle, high, low in the gun empty base flex formation. This is in the Detroit playbook and a couple other playbooks, but mostly I run it out of the Detroit playbook. And we're actually gonna be facing cover 4 drop in this play. Now, cover 4 drop, I know that a lot of people have problems with, but all you have to do in this play is motion this receiver, that square receiver in, and it brings in that corner, and now there's a better release for that triangle route, which is like almost the same thing as the first play I showed you with that same route. Again, this route's kind of glitchy, and I might put, you know, square on a slant, maybe X on a slant, and now I got 2 crossing routes, a post route and a go route, but I just want to show you this triangle route. He just beats them every time. And obviously, you know, you need to make sure you have enough time in the pocket. But when you do, you can see how deadly this is. I mean, you can see that corner on the deep quarter zone, he continues to back up, and then he just gets out of that back pedal way too late. You know, he should get out of the back pedal like right here. Right here, right when Stefon Diggs is, you know, 5-6 yards away, but he chooses about 1 yard away, 2 yards away, and he's too late. And that's what happens online. And honestly, I mean, you could probably wait another second or two, lob pass it for probably an easy touchdown. I chose to kind of bullet pass that, but you can see how wide open that really gets. And also against cover 4 drop, this post route could also be there quick, like right there after he cuts. Look at this window. You have those slant routes. Let me, whoa. You have those slant routes. Probably hit this guy by highballing it over this defender. And same thing goes for this slant as well. This is a little tougher to hit. You probably want to hit him right here before he gets to this linebacker so he can't cut it off. The next play we're going to go over is called PA cross in the gun type formation, also in the Detroit playbook. And we're gonna go over a couple formations that this can beat. I do want you to know that this play can beat a lot of coverages. Any man coverage like cover 2 man, cover 1, cover 0, including cover 4 drop, which is a zone. And I'll show you that right now. So in this cover 4 drop, your main read is going to be that tight end. We have 4 deep quarters with the 2 corners and the 2 safeties. But no one is covering the middle of the field. And I'm going to show you that this tight end route is deadly against cover 4 drop because he gets past those 2 inside quarter zones. Their goal is to try to sit in the pocket as long as possible. As soon as he gets past that corner, boom, dot, right there. Or sorry, as soon as he gets past that safety. I'm going to show you this right now. You don't want to throw it too early, but if you want to throw it early, you want to throw it right about here and try to pass that as a bullet pass right, you know, literally right down the middle of the field. You don't want these 2 linebackers to cut that off at all. But it's better to be able to wait till he kind of lines up with the safety, maybe, you know, a yard away or maybe like right about here. That's probably when I threw it. And just lob pass it. You want to highball it by holding L1 on Xbox LB. And just lead pass him, and you can see, I mean, this is just a dot of a throw, but it works a lot of the time for big plays down the field. Because again, you got these 2 quarter zones who are guarding, like, you know, this part of the field, and nobody up the middle of the field, which why this route is so good against this defense. And honestly, if you run this and they don't change out of it, you can continue to exploit them. And if your opponent decides to use one of those safeties to take away this route, you still have this route here, and you still have this crossing route that you can hit right here just for an easy 5 to 10 yards. But how about against cover 2 man? Well, this play works as well. That triangle corner route is one of the toughest routes to guard in Madden 23, and this is gonna show you exactly why. Now, something I might do just to try to get that triangle route more open is also put the X receiver on a go. Now, I don't do this a lot because that, you know, default route is still very good against 2 man. But if I really want to hit that triangle route, that's what I'm going to do. Let's see if the triangle route can get open. Pass lead him high. Boom, right there. This is pretty simple to explain because, you know, it's a man defense. But the reason why we want this go route is because we want to occupy this safety. We do not want him near this corner route, which is our primary read. And you can see that he takes this go route, and this leaves the corner route wide open over the top for a huge gain down the field again. And we also have those crossing routes by Stefon Diggs. You can see he got cut up by Devin White a little bit, but it's all right. He still gets across the field for a wide open pass. And even here, this post route or this post corner route was able to get open. This route actually I think is very underrated. When you have time, a lot of the AI actually breaks on this post route. And then once he breaks it out, like you see here, look at all that space. So again, this play is very deadly. I wouldn't run this against cover 3. It's not very open. So maybe like the crossing route might be open, but other than that, I would probably stay away from this play in cover 3. And I have one more one-play touchdown for you against cover 4 match, and I've shown this before. It's in the bunch formation in the 4 verts again. And just to reiterate, we're playing against the cover 4 match defense, and all you're gonna do in this play is put O on a go. You're gonna see that O gets wide open, just like that. So if you have trouble against cover 4 match, I just gave you 2 plays that are easy touchdowns, and you can continue just to work off those plays if you wanna, continue trying to beat cover 4 match if you struggle with it. So those are all my one play touchdowns for you today. Let me know how they work for you. Let me know what you think of the video. Remember to like and subscribe for more Madden content, and thank you for watching.